Hey there.
Hey.
So, welcome to the Emily Bowen Quartermain Free Clinic.
I've got to say, this place looks amazing. I'm so sorry I haven't come by to see it sooner.
No, actually, it's probably best that you waited. We've had a few, what shall I say, setbacks in the first weeks?
What kind of setbacks?
Come on, I'll tell you.
Okay. Is everything okay?
So, exam rooms are stocked, supply closets been inventoried. All we need now are some patients.
Yeah, definitely. Who is that?
Why?
Well, if she's seeking medical attention, she should be speaking to a doctor, not a trust fund baby who thinks he can fix everything with money.
You should be grateful that Nikolas was willing to throw some of that money your way, because without his generosity, you wouldn't have a fellowship.
What happened?
La medicina no está funcionando. Se está poniendo fuego.
Oh, she's saying that the medication is making her daughter worse.
BP is 80/50, 10.4.
She seems a little responsive to painful stimuli. What meds has she been given?
Antibiotics.
But from where?
Well, she said that she got them from Mercy 3 days ago, and then she took Isabella in this morning because they weren't working, and they turned her away.
Why?
She said because they said that they needed to give the medication time to work.
Well, this girl has a serious infection that appears to have gone completely untreated. So, if we don't get this under control, she could die.
Okay.
She is just a little girl.
I know.
It doesn't seem fair. Her mother did everything right. She took her to the hospital. She got her treatment, and it didn't make a bit of difference. How did something like this happen? Since when did taking medication become a game of chance?
Since someone saw that there was a profit to be made. Apparently, the counterfeit drug business is quite lucrative. See, the people they introduce the placebos into the market and then sell them at the same cost as the real prescription.
I know. I have been known to run a scam to make a quick buck, but nothing like this to take advantage of people's vulnerability, profiting off their sickness is just plain wrong.
Excuse me. Could you page Dr. Hunter for me? I need to speak to him about that little girl that was brought in here from the clinic.
Dr. Hunter turned the case over to an attending pediatrician. I can page Dr. O'Donnell if you'd like.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, do you know where her mother is?
The pediatric ICU hasn't left the child's side.
The doctors, they're doing everything they can, right? I mean, they are going to be able to save this little girl.
You have to speak to Dr. O'Donnell about that.
Nadine, hey. How's Isabel?
Well, we got her on IV antibiotics, and we're trying to bring the fever down, but the infection may have already compromised her nervous system.
I got your message. What's going on?
Okay, I am so glad that you're here. Just listen to me for a second. You barely knew me when my daughter died, but losing her was sort of like having my heart ripped out, and I learned to live with the pain. I mean, I learned to kind of bury it deep down inside, but seeing this little girl almost die today sort of brought everything back to the surface, and I know I'm probably overreacting, probably because this little girl was the same age that my daughter would have been if she had survived.
Just slow down. What little girl?
Okay. I was taking a tour here today of the clinic when this woman came in with her daughter, and this little girl had been given defective antibiotics over at Mercy and nearly died from an infection that could have easily been treated otherwise.
Okay, first the pain pills, then Nikolas sees your medication, and now the antibiotics. How can this keep happening?
I don't know. But Lucky, we have to find out who's putting these fake drugs into hospitals and clinics and stop them before somebody dies.
I can't track down where the counterfeit drugs are coming from, much less prosecute the person responsible without a lead.
Looks like Isabel's gonna pull through.
So, what, we're supposed to all breathe a sigh of relief and go back to business as usual? I mean, think about it. What about the other patients who were seen at Mercy? What if somebody got bad meds and they're too sick to come to the clinic? Don't they deserve help too?
Well, I'm gonna call the health department and tell them to track down every patient that came through Mercy's ER in the last few days.
There's got to be something else we can do.
I know. Lucky, can you open up an investigation?
It won't do us any good without any more information. Right now, we can't even be sure that the counterfeit drugs are coming from the same source.
Well,
why don't you start with the cigars and then go from there? I mean, Claudia was hanging around the clinic. She had access and opportunity.
Hold on, we can't start making random accusations here.
Nicholas is right. We need proof. Listen, I'll be happy to take down any information you have to offer, and I'll just take over the PCPD.
What if that doesn't work for me? Okay, I have a question. Just hear me out for a second. How long would it take for an investigation to get up and running, to set up some sort of a task force and go undercover at the hospital?
The PCPD's resources are limited. We don't have enough manpower to pull officers off the street and assign them to a task force. Even if we did, I don't know if Mac would approve it.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure I'm quite understanding this. So you're telling me that you're planning on doing this all on your own? Come on, Lucky, there's got to be hundreds of people on staff between GH and Mercy. It could take you months to interview them all. And then what? Do you honestly believe that somebody's going to confess to buying counterfeit drugs and supplying them to patients?
Lucky's not the enemy here.
I know he's not the enemy. It's just a little frustrating when you know that somebody's deliberately hurting people and the police department doesn't have enough funding to do anything about it.
Look, if you can't put together an official task force, okay, I'll fund a private one myself in conjunction with the PCPD, okay?
Well, the more people we have working on this, the better chances of finding who's moving these drugs.
And then we can shut them down.